From a building known as the Walkie-Talkie Death Ray because it reflected so much sun that people felt a burning sensation, to a 47-story, 200-meter high-rise building with no elevators, these are the 7 most expensive construction mistakes in the world. 1. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Historically, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge near Seattle, Washington is the most typical failure of a bridge in terms of design and construction. It was the 3rd longest suspension bridge in the world when it opened in 1940, with a total building cost of $8 million, which translates to over $159 million today. The resonant frequency of this 650-foot bridge drove it to sway unsteadily and twist uncontrollably. These waves that you see here moving it from side to side, known as the amplitude of vibrations, reached up to 5 feet tall, giving it the nickname the Dancing Bridge. After only 4 months of service, the bridge gave and snapped in the middle, collapsing the bridge completely. However, the fate of this bridge was hardly a surprise. The workers reported how they became dizzy during its construction, which was in part because the width of the bridge deck was reduced from 25 feet down to 8 feet wide. Others speculate that the steel girders used to build the bridge were poor quality, leading to the disaster. In the end, the 3rd largest suspension bridge in the world at the time became just another failed project. 2. Intempo Apartment Complex in Spain. This high-rise apartment complex in Spain that was meant to stand tall and proud, embellished in gold as a sign of attention to detail and human achievement, would soon become a bizarre story of stupidity and neglect. The project had been delayed due to the 2008 financial crisis, but some time went by and another Spanish tank took over the project to its completion. However, in its 47 stories, this 650-foot tall apartment complex had no elevators beyond the 27th floor. This meant the only option for tenants was to take a long flight of stairs. Apparently, when it was being built, the engineers didn't leave enough space for the elevators to be installed. To correct this monstrous screw-up would mean millions of more dollars and a complete redesign of the building. So instead, the investors abandoned the project and agreed to sell the remaining stock at a cheaper price. Surprisingly, some people still wanted to get a workout in because it was reported that 94 rooms had been sold since the project went live. 3. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. In the city of Pisa, Italy, lies one of the most iconic landmarks in world history. The construction of the tower began in 1173 and continued for nearly 2 centuries until it was completed in 1372. Because of the uneven foundation, loose soil, and other factors, the bell tower began to lean toward the southeast shortly after the project's inception. Several measures were taken to counterbalance the original lean, including the addition of stones to the south of the tower and altering the weight of a load-bearing column to make it tilt in the opposite direction. Experts from all around the world were rallying together for suggestions on how to save the teetering structure, but to everyone's surprise, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, despite being battered by multiple storms, continues to stand firm today. This flaw has even distinguished the tower as a one-of-a-kind landscape that thousands of people go visit each year. 4. The Sydney Opera House. People all over the world love the Sydney Opera House, and although it seems like a monument of perfect execution, it has the history as one of the world's most failed projects, both in terms of planning and building. With a budget of 7 million Australian dollars, or the equivalent of 4.7 million US dollars, the construction was supposed to be finished in 4 years, but instead took 14 years and double the price at a whopping $9.5 million. To make matters worse, there were noticeable acoustical flaws due to the improper planning and implementation. As a result, the musicians playing at the opera couldn't hear themselves or the music being played. So yet again, they had to redesign and rebuild the opera house to fix these acoustic issues, along with other construction errors, which added over $200 million more to the budget. 5. The Seongsu Bridge in Seoul. When the central part of the Seongsu Bridge in Seoul collapsed into the Han River in 1994, it killed 31 people and caused extensive damage. The bridge was designed to carry a load of 36 tons per automobile. However, vehicles weighing up to 47 tons would also use the bridge to commute back and forth from work. Because of the additional pressure placed on the bridge, as well as an engineering error revealed in some joints after the investigation was completed, the state council was forced to pay $185,000 to compensate for the tragic mistake that cost human lives, as well as $2 million in repair costs. Further investigation revealed that a couple of repairs and scheduled maintenance were not completed as planned, which might have led to this fatal mistake. 6. The Fenchurch Building, also known as the Walkie-Talkie Death Ray. One of the 3 most recognizable buildings in the square mile of London is the 37-story skyscraper at 20 Fenchurch Street. At a total cost of over $230 million, it took up more than 107,000 square feet. Its nickname comes from the fact that it resembles a walkie-talkie, which even won the mayor's approval at the time. Despite it being an architectural and engineering achievement, it came with a unique, unforeseen challenge. You see, the glass would end up interacting with sunlight, but because of the make of the glass facade and the positioning of the skyscraper's radian, the entire structure acted as a gigantic concave mirror, concentrating and reflecting intense sunlight. This meant that due to the sun's shifting location, the square directly in front of the structure was subjected to the insanely intense sun rays for around 2 hours each day. And when the weather was sunny, the structure could reach temperatures as high as 70 degrees Celsius. But what was even more distressing about it was this. The sunshine hitting the building reflected in the streets, causing numerous establishments to suffer from melted paint, shattered tiles, and burned carpets. On one occasion, it was even reported that the intense sun melted a Jaguar car that had been parked on the road. Just try to imagine how confused that owner must have been when they showed up. And finally, 7. The Vdara Hotel and Spa in Las Vegas. Yet another destructive sunray building is also present in the Vdara Hotel and Spa in Las Vegas, which opened in 2009. The hotel was transformed into a massive solar collector thanks to the building's curved shape and the glass outside wall that faced the pool. Temperatures outside frequently rose above 98 degrees Fahrenheit, which caused the pool area to heat up like a frying pan on a stove. A guest at the hotel reported feeling a burning sensation on his back and smelling burned hair while lying on a lounge chair by the pool. So next time you go to Vegas and need a quick tan, you know where to go. But just don't stay too long or the sun might cook you alive. So, which project do you think was the dumbest mistake? Let us know in the comments below. And thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for weekly videos on the world's biggest disaster projects.